So we know the drill. Just coming towards our comfortable lying down position. It's rolling down. Doesn't matter if the knees are bent up or the feet are flat out on the mat. And as you're here, just tuning into the breath. It's having the chin tucked in so that back of the neck is long. And just letting everything settle onto the mat. Observing the breath. As that chest rises and lowers with each one. And just observing the breath naturally begin to lengthen. As everything just becomes calmer, slower and stiller. And this will just take place over time. To hear the sounds of each breath and the calming vibrations within the body. Just allowing the mind to empty. Any thoughts just drifting away. And the attention draws inwards, focusing the attention only on the breath. Just letting everything go. As you ease and calm and slow down. And then we'll begin to work with the 3-part breath. So we'll take it bit by bit to start. So first, inhale as we just fill the chest. So the lungs expand. So you hold this inhale just for a breath. And then gently exhale as the chest contracts. We'll repeat again. Inhale, filling the lungs and chest. And then gently exhale as it contracts back. Moving to the ribs now. As we inhale into the ribs, feeling them expand outwards. And exhale as they contract back. Once more to the ribs. And then into the tummy. As we inhale, feeling the tummy rise up. And exhale as that tummy contracts. As we repeat again. Inhale as it lifts. A gentle pause between breaths. And exhale as it lowers. And then here we'll combine all 3 of the movements. So in a long, deep inhale, as that chest expands and rises, moving into the ribs, finally the tummy. And on an exhale, as that tummy lowers, ribs contract and then the lungs contract. And we'll repeat that twice more. A long, deep, complete breath. Just clearing out any of the stale air. When you've had those 3, settling back into the mat, observing any difference in the breath now. And then from here, We'll just start with the feet as we slowly begin to wiggle them from side to side. Just loosening around the ankles. You can bring the legs into it if you wish, gently working into the hips. Gently rotating side to side. And then, can we begin to bring the head into it? So as the feet go one way, the head may go the other. And then as the feet go the opposite way, the head goes to the other side. And if that's too much, you can just let one go and just move into the neck only if you wish. Just gently rolling it side to side. And then let's slowly bring everything back to center in stillness as the arms rest down by the sides. And on an inhale, slowly reaching the arms up overhead onto the floor behind. Taking a gentle stretch out. We exhale. So those arms come back down by the sides. Twice more. As you inhale over, the movement as slow as your breath. Exhaling back down. The exhale as slow as your movement. And final one. And as we exhale back down, just gently bends the knees up. So we're going to take a hold of each knee individually. And just gently exhale, drawing them out and up to the side of the chest. So just holding both knees at the same time as they draw out and up. And that will just gently press the lower back onto the mat. Staying here for a few moments in stillness, allowing the back to release and the hips. And then if you wish, you can have a gentle rock with those wide knees. And then in time, as we inhale, just hugging both of the knees together. We'll repeat. So first, just squeezing the knees in gently towards the chest. Holding them here, just in stillness for a few breaths. And then you can rock if you wish. And as you rock one way, the head goes the other. It's massaging around the lower back. And as we come back to center and stillness, as we inhale, we're going to keep these knees hugged in tight, sending the arms out to shoulder height, palms facing up. And as you exhale, with those knees squeezed in, just allowing them to fall into the floor on any side. Perhaps looking over the opposite shoulder. Drawing the breath into this open lung. Gently releasing with each exhale. When you're ready, inhaling the knees back up to center. Just reminding them, drawing them close into the chest. As you exhale across to the other side. Perhaps looking over the opposite shoulder. Just observing how it feels. And then inhaling back up to center. And you can gently place the soles of the feet onto the floor. Just having the heels quite close into the hips. As you bring the palms down by the sides as well. Palms facing down. Checking the back of your neck is still long. As you begin with pelvic tilting. As we inhale, just applying a little pressure through the feet. As those hips lift up ever so slightly. As we exhale them down. Repeating with each breath. As we inhale up, that small curve of the lower spine flattens. And exhaling down as that curve returns. The micro movement. Now, we have the option. You can continue working this way, or in your next inhale, you can lift up into bridge as we lift the hips up to the sky. Not holding. So as we exhale, peeling the spine down. Twice more this way. Inhale, lifting up. And exhaling down. Working through each of the vertebrae. Final one this way. And exhale down. Just taking a breath of pause. And if you like, inhale as you lift up and hold. And you can hold for 3 breaths, maybe 6, maybe 1. You hold your bridge. Inhaling the hips up, maybe a little more. Exhale, gently pressing through the palms. When you've had enough, gently exhaling down, peeling the spine down. And this time, as we take a hold of the back of the thighs, same move, just hugging them out and up to the sides of the chest. The elbows might get in the way. Just to change it up a little. You just counter stretch the lower back. Feeling that release. And then from here, just hugging the knees in again, still holding the back of the thighs. You can squeeze if you like. And then you can either rock yourself up to sit or roll over to one side. If you're rocking up, slowly building that momentum, working through the spine, and we're almost all up. In your seated position, legs may be crossed or out in front, whatever is comfortable for you. Just finding the spine is long and light as we root down through the sit bones. Tuning into the breath here. We'll work through the neck as we usually do. First, as we exhale, looking up. Inhaling back to center. We exhale, tucking the chin as we look down, lengthening the back of the neck. And inhaling to center. And a slight change. Exhale, twist the head over. As we inhale back. Exhaling to the other side. As we inhale back. Just doing one more round. Exhale as we stretch, looking up. Inhaling to center. As we look down, in your time, over to any side. Gentle twist. And then to the final side. As we inhale back, just finding the length here, settling into the position. And we'll work the sides. So with one arm, gently inhaling that up. And on an exhale, you can take a hold of the head, and just allowing the ear to fall to a shoulder. And you can use this arm as a weight, being cautious and gentle. Inhale, lifting out of the hips. On our next inhale, just lift everything up. That arm floats down. Ready for the other side. Inhaling the other up. And exhale, taking a hold as the head gently falls over. Inhale, breathing taller out of the hips as we root down through the sit bones. And inhale, back up. Exhaling down. We'll just work on the shoulders. Sorry, I told you I've been talking too much today. So, slowly with the shoulders. Inhale, forward and up. Big circles. Exhale, squeezing the shoulder blades back and down. Twice more. Taking the move slow. When we've done our 3 this way, we'll go the other way. So inhale, back and up as we squeeze the shoulder blades. Exhaling forward and down. We work evenly. And when you've had the 3, just shake it all off, nice and loose. Bring the neck in if you like. And then we'll move our way through to all fours. So you can either roll over the knees or coming through any other way that you like. As we find our all four position. With the knees under the hips, the wrists under the shoulders. Maybe you prefer to use the palms, the fists. And just settling down here, the connection between you and the mat. Ready to work into cat. So in your time. As we inhale, curling from the base. And exhale. Curling as we look down to the mat or through the legs. So we repeat, breath by breath. Working through each of the vertebrae. You can take a nice deep bend in those elbows if you like. And that's optional. It's taking the time to compress the discs and make space between them. Combining your breath with movement. And when we've worked evenly, coming back to our flat back position, and then gently sinking everything down into your child position, widening the knees if you wish, adjusting so it's comfortable for you. Just allowing the chest and head to sink down onto the mat. And as you're here, just allowing everything to settle. tuning into the breath, finding the calm and stillness. Just using the breath to ease out any areas of tension. And then, as we inhale, we'll just lift the palms up onto the fingertips. The head and chest still sinking down. You might just feel the stretch. Just move a little further up the back. And then in your time, planting those palms down again. Now we have two options. You can either inhale through all fours or slither your way through as we work our way onto our fronts. Just rest the cheek on the mat. The palms are in line with... No, we're not going to do that first, sorry. Just take a hold of the elbows, resting the forehead in the mat. As you're here, just feeling the body settling onto the mat, and observing the length of the spine. And the movements with each breath as you lie in the front. In your time, you can lift up a little, just tucking the elbows under the shoulders. And those palms facing down. You can gently have the gaze forward or just looking down slightly. Is this okay for you, Annie? I can't see you. I'll take the silence as a yes. It's observing that subtle bend within the lower back. With each inhale, you're breathing out of the hips, up into the chest, a little taller. And then, with those palms planted, without moving them, on an inhale, can you just draw the palms towards you? You may just feel something going on in the back. Do you exhale and release? Repeating with each breath. Inhale, just a gentle pull. Exhale and release. We'll just do one more. When you've done that, you can just gently exhale, lowering everything down. And this time, the palms in line with the chest, resting a cheek on the mat. In the next breath or two, we'll lift up into Cobra, but if you prefer, you can come back into the position we were in. But if you're ready, on an inhale, powering through the palms, lifting up into our Cobra. Exhale, lowering down, and we'll do that twice more. Inhale, lifting up. So just maintain your Cobra. Annie, a child can probably work wonders. You can just rest the head down in. That just eases that lower back off. And for those in Cobra, we've probably done our 3, but can we lift up and hold? Hailing up. As we hold it here, there can be a bend in those elbows, or maybe the arms are straight. As you exhale, you're allowing the chest to lower. And then next exhale, lowering down. And just resting the opposite cheek on the mat. Just for a breath or two. Letting everything settle again. And then slowly, you can inhale, slithering through all fours as we sink back into child. And those heels, just hips coming towards the heels. Just gently reaching the arms out. And adjusting so it's comfortable for you. And just counter stretching where we've worked. Just feeling that release with each exhale. And then gently inhaling back into our all four position. And we'll gently work into the wrists. So we're working our way into a twist in the spine, but let's warm up these wrists. So first, just step the wrists in one at a time. So those fingers point in. And then stepping them out. And out to the side. And we'll work our way all back in as they point forward. And then in. Forward again. Out to the sides. And once more. So go forward. In. Out. And to the side. And now this time at the side you have an option. You maybe go back in. Or the wrists point towards the knees. Let's be very cautious of those wrists though. It's a very strong stretch on them. Let's not hold though. We'll work our way back out to the sides, and forward. And holding them here. And then let's point one wrist in, one only. You send that roughly out to the side of the mat. And with the opposite arm, inhale, lifting that up to shoulder height. As we exhale, scooping it under as we lower the shoulder, reaching that arm forward. Shoulder and head may come onto the mat. And in this twist, just breathing into this open lung. Gently easing into it. Now, only if you like, this palm that's on the mat, it maybe lifts up into the sky or it stays down. There we go. In your time. If you've just lifted it up, you can take a breath or two extra, but lowering that palm down. As we lift our way back to our all fours. As we get ready to repeat the other side. Turning the opposite palm in and out to the side of the mat. As we inhale, lifting the other arm. Exhale, scooping it under. As that shoulder drops, maybe the head. Observing the breath on this side of the open lung. We inhale, maybe lifting that arm up. Maybe it wants to stay down. Just enjoying the twist, releasing in breath by breath. Exhaling that arm down. We inhale, lifting back to all fours. And we can just sink it down into child. Just for a brief pause, just to ease the wrists out before we lift up into dog. Allowing everything to settle in the child. Everything becoming still and heavy. And then Let's inhale, lifting up via all fours. We can tuck these toes under. And inhale, lifting the hips up to the sky. Sinking that chest and head through. Give the head a little wiggle so it's nice and loose. And if you like, you can walk from foot to foot as one heel lowers and then the other. Stretching into the back of those legs. And then, in your time, as we inhale, we can walk the feet to the hands and the hands to the feet in our forward fold. In your forward fold, adjust so it's comfortable for you. Maybe the arms hang, you take a hold of the elbows, just whatever works. Have a slight bend in those knees, allowing everything to fall. With each exhale, just feeling that lower spine release. And then, in your time, slowly, uncurling up to your standing position. The last thing to come up is the head and shoulders. Settling the feet into the mat. Just finding everything nice and long. Shoulders nice and dropped. Breathing in tall out through the feet and hips. As we root it all down through the feet. And then just settling, as we usually do. Inhale, reaching the arms up. You can look up if you like. Palms together, down through heart center. Once more. Inhale, slowly reaching. And exhale, down through heart center. And as we come down this time, let's interlock the palms behind the back. As we inhale, reaching the palms down and breathing in tall. Let's be cautious of the lower spine. On an exhale, with a slight bend in the knees. Let's exhale down to halfway. Leading with the arms, sending them up. At your halfway position, breathe in a little taller through the spine. Exhale, maybe sink down. Those arms lift to the sky, that's it. Allowing everything to release. And then slowly, inhale as we come back up, leading with those hands. Into our standing. You can release those arms. Just give them a nice little swing off. And then let's ease the wrists off now. As everything slows down, as we inhale, palms together at heart center. As we interlock the palms. And slowly lifting, palms up just so they're level with the eyes. And allowing one hand only to do the work. Let's begin to rotate around the wrist. So the other hand just follows as one is doing the work. And if you haven't already, going the other way too. then as we slow that down, let's send these interlocked palms along one, and we'll start going with the other palm. So with the other palm doing the work, beginning to rotate in one direction. And then in your time, going the other direction if you haven't already. And then as we slow that down, back to stillness. You separate the palms. You can just flick them down. They come back down by the sides. In a tall, still, standing position. And let's move it into the shoulders. So inhaling, arms up to shoulder height. You reach them out as that chest expands. As we exhale, one elbow on top of the other. Maybe the palms interlock, or the back of the palms touch, or hug the shoulders. Those elbows up at shoulder height, rooting down through these standing feet. A nice stretch across the upper back. And then, optional with a bend in the knees, exhaling forward to halfway. In your halfway position, finding that length in the spine again. As you exhale, releasing down if that's comfortable. Everything hangs loose. Do you feel that stretch move across the spine? When you're ready, inhaling as we slowly lift back up. As we exhale or inhale, reaching out. Right. So inhale, reach out if you've not, and then exhale, other elbow on top. Whether they interlock or not, one side might be different. Those elbows up at shoulder height. Rooting down through the feet. With a bend in the knees. Exhaling forward to our halfway. As we find that length as we inhale here. And exhale, sinking down. As we feel the stretch move on this side. And when you're ready, slowly inhaling up. As we peel the spine up. Exhale as we go out and down. You can just shake it all off if you like. Wrists, ankles, whatever feels right. And now, let's challenge the thighs. So it doesn't really matter where we are on the mat. Finding our lengthened position. Inhale, let's scoop up, lifting the arms. Exhale, lowering these hips down. And Annie, just be cautious of the lower back. Maybe you lower the hands. But if not, can we inhale, almost reaching up taller? Can we exhale and sink a little lower? Oh, maybe not. That hurts my hips. Thighs. Thighs should be nice and warm now. Let's inhale. Up. Arms lowered. If you've got a bit of cramp or you just need, just give a little tap off. Oh, that's warmed up. Let's move into warrior. As we step one leg forward. The back toes back, front one's forward. Hips to the sides, just slightly off. So we breathe in tall. Exhale as we bend this front knee. Checking our alignments, that knee and ankle nice and straight. Inhaling up out of the hips, maybe lifting the arms. And if you're balanced, looking over the front fingers. With every inhale, out of the hips. Exhale, can we lower the hips? Again, still challenging the thighs here. Using your breath though to calm and still, energize and release. And then, can we exhale the front elbow onto the thigh? That back arm just wraps around. It can just be above the hips. This top shoulder is open. Just enjoying the gentle twist here. If you like, inhaling that back arm up. If you're balanced, you can look up. And again, this is optional. The arm maybe stays on the thigh, or maybe it straightens. It's doing what's right for you. And if you like, you can inhale as that leg straightens. And we're in full triangle. There we go. And on a big inhale, let's sink everything up. Floating it all down. As we zigzag these feet in. Have a gentle shake off. And let's settle the breath before we repeat. Just same move. Inhale, slowly reaching the arms up. Exhaling them down through heart center. Twice more. Remembering the move as slow as your breath. Just observe just how this slows everything down, centering our energy. And final one. It's almost as if we've forgotten what we've just done. So I'll talk you all through it again. So first coming into chair. And a big inhale as we scoop it up. Exhale, sinking these hips down as if you're sitting in an imaginary stool. Each inhale, breathing out the hips into the chest. Maybe sinking a little more in the exhale. And let's all exhale these palms to heart center. I don't think this makes it easier, but using the breath to calm and still. Next exhale, interlock the fingers, the front fingers forward as you point them down. Inhale everything up. Releasing the arms down. Warriors. Big step forward or back. Back toes back, front ones forward. And the hips to the sides are just off. As we breathe out of the hips. Chest nice and expanded. As we exhale, bending the front leg. Checking and adjusting your alignment if you need. Inhaling those arms up if you wish. And looking over the front fingers if you're balanced. every inhale, as that chest expands and we lift up. As we exhale, sinking down. Use your breath. Inhaling energy to hold. Exhale as you release any tension. And let's exhale. Front elbow onto the thigh. Back arm just wrapping anywhere it goes, maybe in the hips. Opening this top shoulder. As we sink into this position. Inhale. That back arm may come up. Maybe it stays where it was. And if you're balanced, you can look up. If you want to extend, you can lengthen this front leg, arm. It maybe touches the floor or it hangs. If you want to extend further, you can inhale as you straighten the front leg. Big inhale up. As we lift up, sinking down. Now, let's just keep these feet wide. Sending them both out to roughly 30-45 degrees. And we're going to sink down, but just have a nice bend in these knees. So you breathe in tall with the hands on the hips. Exhale as we tip forward to our halfway position. You can adjust the width of the legs if you wish. And at halfway, finding that length again. Exhale, sinking down. The arms can fall to the floor. Maybe hold the ankles or hold the elbows. But just have a nice deep bend in these knees. Just releases the lower back. As you sink here, just tuning into the breath. Observing where you've worked. You find that calm and stillness. And then inhaling. Just going to draw the arms onto the mat in front. The legs may be straightened. We're just going to walk between each of the legs. So as we exhale, we can slowly step our way over. This knee will bend as you go. And inhale, back to center. Exhaling across to the other side. That knee bending as well. So you do it twice more to each side. Inhaling to center. Gently going across. And back. And on the third time, if you wish, as you exhale going across, the foot closest to the hand might wrap around. So it goes under and out. You can hold it for a breath or two. And then inhaling back and across to the other side. Again, that foot closest to the hand might go under and through the leg. And then in time, coming back. You can sink for a breath or two in your wide-legged fold. And then in your time, slowly, inhale, lifting ourselves up, zigzagging in. Have a nice shake if you like. Ooh, that's fine. Ooh, we really worked these thighs tonight, a bit more than I thought. So, before we go anywhere else, let's just get into these thighs. So it's going to be a bit of a balance. This is before tree. So if you want to have a wall close, by all means do. As we find ourselves tall, just inhale, bringing one foot up. Maybe you take a hold of the ankle. So just drawing this heel close into the hips. That just really stretches across the front of the thigh. Remember, you've got that wall if you need. Then, with a slight bend in this front knee, can we just tip the weight forward, just slightly? So this back knee is just going up. Now I am cheating, I've got a wall. It's also a bit of a back bend. You're breathing in tall, so we're not tipping all the way forward. That back knee just guides up slightly. Don't overforce it. Let's inhale, lifting up. That bent knee may straighten. We can exhale as that foot lowers down. Ooh, that got into that thigh quite well. Other side. Finding your length. Inhaling the other heel up. I really do. Gently squeezing this heel in towards the hips. Inhaling up out of the chest. The foot on the floor with a bend in that knee. Can we slowly tip the weight forward? Just so that allows this back knee just to be drawn up a little. Breathing in tall. Releasing in. And inhale, lengthening the straight leg. Exhaling that foot down. And that was just a nice counter stretch. So we get ready now to work into tree. So I already had one balance, we've had our warm up. So let's just plant these feet down. As always, inhale as you lift the toes. Exhale, spreading them down. Repeating again. Spreading down. Ready to move. So we inhale one heel up. Lifting this knee up in front. Sorry, I should have said, remember you can use the wall if you need it. If you're still here, breathing out through the hips, can we exhale this knee out to the side? And it can be helpful to have a slight bend in this knee. You have the other arm as a balance as well. And if you're ready, you can tuck this heel in. Whether it's up high, or maybe the toes are touching the floor. Allowing those shoulders to drop. If you're still, inhale as we reach the arms up. Palms together. Exhaling down through heart center. Leaving the palms here. And if you're holding a wall, just resting the palm on the opposite shoulder. Just breathing out of the hips, out of the standing foot. So you root it all back down through the feet. Can we find calm and stillness in the pose? Observing the breath, body and mind. And in your time, gently and slowly undo. Having a gentle walk from foot to foot. So we plant them all down again. Ready for the opposite side. Finding ourselves tall. So we inhale that opposite heel up. Lifting this knee up in front. Whether you hold it or it hangs itself. Breathing out of the hips. Can we exhale that knee out to the side? Have the other arm as a balance. And only if you're still here. Let's tuck this foot in, whether it's up tall or whether it's down lower in the leg. When you're ready, with the shoulders dropped, inhale, slowly reaching up. Sorry, you know the drill. Exhale, down to heart center. And if you have any hanging lamps, ignore them. So we know, breathing tall out of this foot. Exhale as we make our roots all the way back down through it. And allowing the breath to settle. Finding the calm and stillness on this side. In your time, slowly easing down. And a gentle rotate as we get ready to lower to the floor. So from our standing, these feet roughly hip distance apart. Their forward fold tonight, just be cautious, just take it really slow. So inhaling up tall, it will take several breaths to come down. We roll the shoulders, tucking the chin, bending the knees, using the abdominals as brakes. Working your way through each of those vertebrae really slowly. And when you're down, just enjoying and releasing with each exhale. The head hanging nice and loose. And then we'll all take a hold of our elbows. And if it's comfortable, just having a gentle rock from side to side. You go across one side, the opposite knee may bend. Really getting into each side of that lower back. In your time, it's coming back to center and stillness, allowing the arms to hang. As we inhale, let's step through to dog, planting the palms, stepping the feet back. Lifting the hips up, that chest and head sink through. You can enjoy the stillness if you like, or walk from foot to foot, whatever feels right. When you feel ready, exhaling down to your all fours, sinking the hips back to the heels into our child position. Adjusting so it's comfortable for you. Allowing everything to settle onto the mat. As we tune into our breaths. And just working that breath around the body. As you energize the body in the inhale. And release any tension on the exhale. And then slowly inhaling through to our all fours. Very briefly. As we work into cat. Inhaling up. And exhaling down. Breath by breath. Observing the difference in the move now. As we combine breath with movement. When we've worked evenly, coming back to our flat back position, as we get ready to come to lie down, any way you wish, or crossing the ankles as we roll over them. Coming to the front of our mats, with these legs nice and loosely bent. Inhale as that spine is lengthened and the arms are up. And exhale, slowly peeling the spine down, working the core and through each of the vertebrae. Last things down is the head. When you're down, just hugging those knees in towards the chest. Just checking that that chin is tucked in. And here you can have a gentle rock if you like. So you roll one way, the head going over the opposite shoulder. It's massaging around the spine. And when we've worked evenly, let the knees come back to center. And inhale the arms out to shoulder height, just allowing the feet to fall onto the mat. It doesn't matter if they're loose or wide or close in. As we exhale, just let the knees fall to any side. Gently looking over the opposite shoulder. Just a nice, comfortable, loose twist for you. Releasing around a little more with each exhale. And gently in time, inhaling back up. And we exhale across to the other side. And perhaps looking over this shoulder. Just slowly releasing around. As the attention draws inwards and the focus on the breath. As we inhale, knees back up to center. Keeping the arms where they are. Let's just lift the legs up into the air. As much a bend in those knees as is required. And I can just gently press the lower back onto the mat. So it should be nice and loose and comfortable. Just allowing time and gravity to gently ease the lower back. And then, if you wish, you can inhale the arms up to join them. And then begins by giving everything a nice, loose rotate off. It's working both ways. Then Then as you give everything a nice loose shake, and then as we draw the arms through the legs, taking a hold of the outer edges of the feet, so as knees draw out and up, enjoying the stillness or rocking around. For a few breaths, and when you're ready, you can just exhale, releasing down, doing any final stretches you wish. You come to lie down on the mat, finding your comfortable relaxation position. And just a thought actually, what might be nice, you may wish a pillow under the head and also just gently under the feet. Now this is aimed at someone specifically. It can just help that lower back a little. But if you'd rather not, please don't. Then you're lying down. Just tuning into the breath. You feel the body become heavy and still. It's letting the hands rest loosely, whether on the body or by the sides. Taking a long, slow, deep breath through the nose, all the way down to the tummy. Holding the breath just for a moment, and then gently exhaling through the mouth. As the breath carries away all the stress and tension, and as we inhale again, filling the lungs and the ribs and the tummy as we did at the start, holding just for a moment. And through parted lips, just allowing the breath to release. It's feeling the tension in the body, just loosening and easing. And as we take another breath in, holding for a moment, then just letting it go. You feel yourself relaxing more and more deeply with each breath. Work through the body. As we inhale, drawing the breath towards the toes and feet, holding this in for a moment, and then releasing. As you exhale, carrying away any tension and stress. As you inhale, filling it with energy. As we draw the awareness to the heels and ankles now. And then moving to the calves. Drawing the attention to the knees, the front of the knees, the kneecap, and back of the knees. and thighs, front, back and side of the thighs. And moving into the hips and pelvic floor. Working our way to the tummy and lower back. Then the ribs and mid-back. And the chest, the left lung, the right lung, the heart, and the upper back. Shoulders and shoulder blades. Moving down to the elbows. To the wrists. Palms and fingertips. To move back up to the shoulders and collarbone. And around the neck, front of the neck and back of the neck. And finally into the head. From the jaw to the chin, cheeks, mouth, nose, eyes and ears, to the forehead and the crown of the head. The whole body. The whole body. Taking one final deep breath in to fill the lungs completely, to hold just for a moment. And through parted lips, releasing the breath as all tension flows away. Calm, relaxed, eased and energized. To draw your attention back to this moment, hearing the sounds, the earth beneath you. You can begin to wiggle your toes and fingers. You make small movements. If you like, you can inhale, reaching the arms overhead, having a gentle stretch. And in time, exhaling the arms back down by the sides. And then maybe hugging the knees in towards the chest. whether you rock or enjoy the stillness. And in your time, just gently rolling to any side for a brief moment of pause. And you open the eyes here gently, and then lifting yourself up to sit. Taking your time, you find your comfortable seated position. Finding the spine long and light. And we inhale, reaching the arms up as they come together, and exhaling down through heart center. As we bow our heads here. Namaste.